Hi everybody, welcome to the Criminology Welcome Day session. My name is Natalie. I'm a criminology teacher here at Wilberforce. I will be providing commentary on all of the slides. However, my colleagues Lynn and Catherine will also be on hand to answer any questions you may have. You can do this by popping your question in the chat function. One of the first questions you might have is why study at Wilberforce? So one of the reasons I want to point out to you is the fact that we've got the best results in the college's history. 99% pass rate on all courses, 70% high grades. This is the largest percentage of high grades achieved by students. We've been highly commended by Ofsted, and we've had our highest amount of Year 11 applications to date. If you haven't already had your interview or secured your place, please try and do so. Popular courses such as criminology do fill up extremely quickly. Let's move on to the next slide. So what are the expectations for learning? Here at Wilberforce we have a commitment to learning, both inside and outside of the classroom, always striving to be innovative and creative. We've recently been using Microsoft Teams. This is to engage with our students during lockdown. This is to give them the skills, the resources and the knowledge that they need to continue their studies next year with minimal disruption. We've kept students engaged, but also offered them the support and insight that they would normally receive. Here at Wilberforce, you are expected to undertake independent study. We give you the skills to do this in the classroom, which you can then adapt at home. A skill that is vital for employment, higher apprenticeship, or university. Here at Wilberforce, we have a commitment to enrichment. We have a robust enrichment timetable, offering many different courses. Here in Criminology, we offer the Serial Killer series, a course that has been very popular and in high demand. So what is criminology? The term criminology is derived from Latin, and the literal meaning is the study of crime. Criminology is a branch of sociology and psychology that has in effect been studied in one way or another for thousands of years. It's only very recently, though, been considered a scientific discipline in its own right. Criminologists will look at a broad range of topics. They'll look at every conceivable aspect of deviant behaviour. For example, the location of crimes, causes of crimes, types of crimes, social and individual consequences of crimes, social reactions to crimes, individual reaction and governmental reaction to crime. All of these will in one way or another be covered in the criminology course you will undertake next year. The criminology course is accredited by the Welsh Board. Therefore it is called a diploma in criminology. One thing I would like you to make note of is that this course is A-level equivalent and not a BTEC. What that means is you'll be given a grade from A star to E, as opposed to in BTECs where you are given a pass, merit or distinction. The course is a mixture of examined components and coursework components. Therefore the structure is slightly different to other A-levels. You will sit an exam and a piece of coursework in your first year, and you will also do the same in your second year. So we will have in the first year Unit 1, which is changing awareness of crime, and this is the coursework element. Unit 2 is all about the criminological theories, and this is exam. You'll be given 2 separate marks for each unit, and altogether both of those units will equate to 50% of your mark. That will be repeated in the second year. Therefore, each unit is worth 25%. In the second year, we will study Unit 3, Crimes in the Courtroom, which is the coursework, and Unit 4, Crime and Punishment, which is the exam. I'm going to talk to you a little bit more about each of these different units and what they entail. So let's have a little look at the units in more detail. Unit 1 is a controlled assessment unit, therefore a coursework unit. You will be expected to undertake an 8-hour controlled assessment. Please be rest assured that we split this time. You will not be expected to do 8 hours all at once. This unit requires you to plan a campaign for change relating to crime. You will learn about a variety of crimes that are underreported and have a low level of public awareness. There are many reasons why people do not report crime. You will consider these and their impact on society and the individual. You will learn how we record crime and whether it is an accurate system. Are there any issues or problems? There have been many campaigns that have changed the law, and you will have the opportunity to explore them and the changes they have brought about. The learning in this unit concludes with you planning a campaign to raise awareness of an underreported crime. You will design materials linked to the campaign such as posters, leaflets, merchandise, and you will also justify the whole campaign. You will do this in relation to a crime that is on an unseen brief. Therefore, all the materials that you make will be made on that day. The next unit is Unit 2. This is also a Year 1 unit, but this is an examined unit. You will sit the exam in May sometime, and it will be an hour and a half. In this unit, you will apply your understanding of the public perceptions of crimes and campaigns for change studied in Unit 1, with criminological theories to examine how both are used to set policy. Penal populism, zero tolerance, the death penalty, for example. You will consider why people commit crime and whether these theories are credible. For example, on the right is the picture of Lombroso, who suggests that you can tell if a person is criminal just by looking at them. Then the theories will be applied to real-life situations, and this will allow you to discover answers to questions such as what makes someone a serial killer. You'll discover when an act is criminal and when it is deviant, and you'll also investigate the similarities and differences between them. Year 2 starts with Unit 3. This is a coursework unit, and again results in an 8-hour controlled assessment with the hours split over days. In this unit, you will develop the understanding and skills needed to examine information in order to review the justice of verdicts in criminal cases. Essentially, you're working for the Innocence Project, and what you're trying to do is prove that a person has been sent to prison for a crime they did not commit. Again, the crime and the details will be in an unseen brief. You will not have knowledge of the crime before the controlled assessment date. You will follow a crime from the initial crime scene to the investigation by the police and other personnel involved in criminal investigations. For example, pathologists, detectives, scene of crime officers. You will discover some of the techniques used by the police and follow the criminal justice process through the varying stages, from crime scene to courtroom, including the appeals. You will learn all about the rules of evidence and the role of juries and magistrates, including their strengths and weaknesses. And there'll be a focus on the validity of information. This includes court cases, verdicts and sentences. Finally, miscarriages of justice will be considered by exploring real-life situations, for example, Stephen Lawrence and Colin Stagg. Unit 4 is the last unit we will look at, and again this is an examined unit. Sometime in May you'll sit a 1.5-hour exam. This is what we call a synoptic unit. Although you'll be taught new content, you'll be asked to apply the content in Unit 1, 2 and 3 to the new information taught. Therefore, you can be asked a question on any unit and any topic. In this unit, you will discover skills in order to evaluate the effectiveness of the process of social control in delivering policy and practice. For example, do prisons work? Should we have tougher prison sentences? Should we rehabilitate instead of punish, or should we use community sentences? There's a focus on agencies in the criminal justice system, such as the police, Crown Prosecution Service, probation and prisons, and will focus on their role, limitations and effectiveness. There will also be the opportunity to consider pressure groups and charities and the role they play in achieving social control. You'll discover the way our laws are made, as well as studying the methods used by society to bring about social control. For example, punishment, reward, and token economy. So where can studying criminology take me? There are many different careers within criminology. You may feel that you want to take more of a support role by becoming a victim care officer, helping those who have been victims of crime. Alternatively, you could work with those who have committed crime by working with the youth offending team or the probation service. You may wish to work in a prison as a prison officer, or you might want to become a police officer or a detective. New recruits are now required to have a degree. Criminology is the perfect stepping stone for a career aspiration in the police force. You can expect an array of field trips, enrichments, talks and discussions. For example, Pulse CSI, looking at forensic science, criminal investigations and how evidence can be easily contaminated. Ex-offenders, ex-prison officers and even a replica prison cell have been brought in with Prison Me No Way. We've had talks with colleagues from victim support, the probation service, working police officers, rehabilitation service and people working at Hull Prison. You can see the criminal justice system in action with a trip to Hull courts, and we have very strong links with the University of Hull. So what can you do to prepare? There's a textbook available on Amazon, the Level 3 Applied Certificate and Diploma in Criminology endorsed by the WJEC. You can also get started on your summer preparation work, the next step for your journey here at Wilberforce.